Huh. Goku lost to Superman? Honestly, I don't really care that much. I mean, the fight was actually pretty awesome, and the voice acting wasn't that bad. And also, they all went out, and unfortunately, that resulted in humanity dying, but at least the fight was awesome. And personally, I do like both Goku and Superman, but it's obvious one is going to beat the other, and it sucks that Goku lost, but I like Superman too, and you know what? I don't care who won, as long as the fight was awesome. But I know a lot of people are gonna be pissed, and I actually am looking forward to it. Bring on the nerd rage. Here, bringing you Fairy Tail Chapter 314, Erza versus Kagura. Yeah, I know the chapter came out yesterday, but I've been pretty busy, so I only had time for today. So, let's get started with the chapter. So, the chapter begins with crime sorciers Jalal, and Melody. They're discussing about what future Lucy had told to Jalal a couple chapters ago. They're actually considering evacuating the entire country because it looks like that tomorrow, after the Grand Magic Games, this country is going to be destroyed. But Jalal was thinking that something was off about what future Lucy has said. Now, what does he mean by this? We have no idea because we had to cut back to the Grand Magic Games. But what Jalal was saying, it seems like either what Lucy's saying seems to be like not going to be able to come true, or that something that maybe what she's saying is not true. Maybe that the time is already being, maybe the timeline has already started being altered. But girl can hope, right? So back at the Grand Magic Games, Erza and Kagura start to face off. The fight begins, and wow, that fight was amazing. Kagura kicked some serious ass. She was awesome in this fight. Now, granted, the majority of the chapter wasn't really Erza versus Kagura, but you know, despite the fight being a bit fast-paced, it was still action-packed, and it just shows how much of a badass Kagura is. I mean, Erza was getting her ass kicked, and it was pretty surprising because I liked Erza. I mean, the first time they clashed, Erza was thrown back, and when she tried to attack her with the Tenrin pentagram sword, Kagura dodged it and just used her unsheathed blade technique called the Mighty Pose. It was called the Onto Fugu Titan Mighty Pose to slam Erza down onto the ground to head towards another, I guess another underground building or something. I'm not sure. And then so Erza tries again to defend herself with the adamantine armor, her ultimate defense, but not even that can stop Kagura because she used the slash post and manages to break her ultimate defense. And so then Erza tried again with the Hisho Sonic Claw, summoning her speed armor, but even if she had managed to hit Kagura, Erza got hit instead. And yeah, Erza's the one that's taking so much damage, and Kagura is not, like, she's not even, like, she hasn't been hit by Erza, not even once, and it's surprising, and it's awesome, and I love it. I don't know why, I just do. As much as I love Erza, it's just nice to see her struggle a bit, even after the 7-year time skip. Now, things later on do get really interesting, and, we get a little bit of a plot twist about Kagura and why she hates Jalal so much, which has finally been explained. Erza asked her if her power was fueled by Kagura's hatred towards Jalal, and of course that pissed her off even further and managed to kick Erza's ass even further. Yeah, I shouldn't have mentioned Jalal at all. But you know, despite this, Erza tried to tell Kagura not to drag Miliana into this because, you know, after everything that happened at the Tower of Paradise, she was finally starting on her new life. But Kagura says that this was Miliana's own will, that she also wants Jalal to be dead. So of course, then we finally learn like why Kagura hates Jalal so much. It turns out that she is Simon's sister. You know Simon, the guy who died at the Tower of Paradise, one of Erza's old childhood friends. Yeah, apparently Kagura is Simon's sister, and a lot of people probably called it. So good for you guys. Honestly, okay, this is like the second time we met a relative to one of Erza's childhood friends back in Tower of Paradise. I mean, first it was that guy from Erasian Says who turned from evil to good because of Nirvana, and it turns out that he was actually Wally's brother. And now we got Kagura, who's Simon's sister. Are we gonna meet more relatives of the kids that were taken by that Zeref worshipping cult? I mean, what's next? We're gonna see Miliana's brother, sister, cousin, parents. I don't know. So we do get a brief flashback of Kagura's backstory. It turns out that her and Simon lived a happy life even though they were poor. Unfortunately, 15 years ago, the child hunt by that Zeref worshipping cult started kidnapping all the children to build the Tower of Paradise. Or is that the... Yeah, I think that's what it was called. But Kagura managed to escape and spent all her years trying to find her. She managed to run into Miliana. I'm not sure if this was like before or after Kagura joined Mermaid Heel, but yeah, she ran into Miliana, and Miliana told her that that Simon died and that he spent his years as a slave to build the Tower of Paradise, only to end up being killed. So ever since then, she swore to avenge his brother by killing Jalal with that sword of hers. Which the only time that she'll ever unsheath her sword was to kill the person who murdered her brother. Now Erza says that what Miliana says was sort of true, because what she says, she tells Kagura that Simon did die, but it wasn't because of Jalal, it was because of her. Apparently, she says that it was because of her weakness that killed Simon. Now, this got me like, Erza, no, because if I'm trying to remember like what happened in the Tower of Paradise arc, I remember that Jalal was gonna kill Erza, but Simon sacrificed himself. He chose to sacrifice himself to save Erza. So technically, Jalal did kill Simon. But Simon chose to protect Erza, to sacrifice himself for her. So, yeah, technically Jalal was kind of the reason Simon died, if you think about it. And honestly, I don't think Erza should blame herself. I know she does feel bad that Simon died, but if you think about it, it's not really Erza's fault. And also, wouldn't it have been better if she just told her what really happened? Tell her the truth instead of like blaming herself. Let her know like what really happened at the Tower of Paradise. But nah, I guess not. She wanted to take the blame for, you know, for her own sake and for Jalal's sake, I guess. But of course, you know, Kagura hearing about this, she starts getting really pissed off, and it looks like she's about to draw her sword. Now the remaining members of Mermaid Hill, they're like telling her, "Stop! Don't unsheath your sword." So I was thinking, there's probably more to this sword than meets the eye, because since they're saying not to unsheath the sword, does this mean that there's more to the sword? Like it's some sort of has a special magical ability? I'm not really sure, but yeah, it looks like Kagura does unsheath her sword, and she starts crying because she remembered the good memories she had of her brother Simon, one of the only few characters that ever died in this series, by the way. So yeah, she starts screaming, and then we get this one page. I'm not sure what has happened, but her hair looks a bit inky. I'm not really sure if it's because of the way she unsheathed her sword. Is it some sort of magical ability, or is just Hiro Mashima just trying to be very creative? But I don't know. But all I know is that once she unsheathed her sword, we get one panel of Erza saying that she's sorry, and then the next panel is a blood splatter, and that is basically when the chapter ends. So that is Fairy Tail chapter 314. What did I think? I actually like this chapter. 2 chapters in a row, Hiro Mashima. You're doing a good job so far. Yes, as much as I admit, the fight was, it was hasty, it was nice and quick and action-packed, it was awesome. Kagura kicked some ass, Erza got her ass kicked, It was kind of surprising, but still awesome. Learning about why Kagura hated Jalal so much, I could actually understand why, because the closest member of her family was taken away from her, and she never got to see him again after all these years, and was killed. I can understand why Kagura wanted to kill Jalal for that. Now, I don't know if Jalal knows. It doesn't look like that Jalal knows about what is going on, but the blood splatter, that cliffhanger, I'm not really sure if that is Erza's blood, because knowing Fairy Tail, Erza is one of the main characters, and I highly doubt she will die so soon. So I don't know if it's like either her blood. A lot of people are saying that it could be Kagura's blood because of the after effects of unsheathing the sword. I'm not sure. But a lot of people are saying that it could be Miliana taking the hit because Minerva wanted to be a bitch or something. I don't know, but why the hell would Minerva do that? I know that she would willing to do whatever it takes for Sabretooth to win, but to do that for some reason? But then again, that would be pretty douchey of Minerva, but it would be kind of a nice plot twist right there. But I'm not really sure like what is gonna happen next. I mean, all I know is that next week's chapter is called Rosemary. I don't know why. Maybe there's a character named Rosemary that we're gonna be introduced to. But I'm hoping next week's chapter we'll probably see like what happened after that cliffhanger. And if we're lucky to see some of the other fights. I'm still kind of interested in the Luxus and Orga fight. Can we see that, please? But I guess, you know, Hiro Mashima just wants to wrap the Grand Magic Games up first, and then we'll probably get to Future Lucy and the whole Eclipse plan. I still want to know, like, what the hell is going on, like, what happened. But, you know, aside from that, overall, this was a great chapter. Although I can't help but feel like something... I can't help but feel like there's going to be some, like, last-minute troll, like... Maybe Erza gets a Nakama power-up and defeats Kagura. Or maybe Kagura, I don't know, maybe Kagura finally lets go of her hatred and revenge towards Jalal thanks to Erza or something. I guess that could happen, but I don't know. And to be honest, ever since I started reading this chapter, I was always conflicted with Jalal. On the other hand, I did like him when he turned good. And then when, it turns out, and then Ellis Jalal came Mistgon, and he was awesome. But we're obviously never going to see him again, because, you know, Ellis, portals closed, no magic, but unless Hiro Mashima does some last-minute plot twist to bring him back, I don't know. But then, you know, like, Jalal was evil. But then when we got, like, the flashbacks, we learned that he was manipulated by Zeraf's soul, or ghost, but it turns out that it was Ur who manipulated him, but she was being manipulated by Hades, from Grimoire Hearts, but then turned good and decided to, you know, redeem herself by, I guess, freeing Jalal, and they could form the vigilante group Crime Sorcier. I was always conflicted on Jalal. On the one hand, he was an ass when he was evil. But then again, is it really his fault because he was being manipulated by Ur? But then again, if he was manipulated by Ur, but then again, he was the one that killed Simon. I'm pretty conflicted with this guy. I don't know, like, if I should hate him or should I feel sorry for him. I do kind of feel sorry for him. Do I like him? I'm not sure. I'm really conflicted with this character, honestly. But, you know, all I know is that this week's chapter was great. I can't wait for next week's chapter. Hopefully it's not going to be some Nakama power bullshit or something. I don't know, just a really good plot twist, a good conclusion towards the fight. No trolling on Hiro Mashima's part, please. But, you know, it was a good chapter, and I can't wait for next week. So, that is Fairy Tail chapter 314. I'm going to Spiral 27, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.